Woodbury County Sheriff Chad Sheehan says his agency's need for an armored vehicle is clear tonight following a shooting involving law enforcement near Hornick, Iowa earlier this week. As KTIV's Matt Hoffman reports, Sheehan says if deputies had used traditional tactics, he insists law enforcement officers would have died.
Woodbury County Sheriff Chad Sheehan says he could hear bullets pinging off the armored vehicles his deputies sat inside on a farm just outside of Hornick, Iowa, Sunday night. He says his office, despite being the largest in northwest Iowa, doesn't have an armored vehicle, sometimes called a Bearcat. Instead, he says deputies relied on vehicles provided by other agencies.
The vehicle that was towed was the Sioux City Police Department's that took some rounds to I believe the radiator and and tires. I'll just say it's a significant amount of rounds were fired in this incident. And I know the numbers. I'm not at liberty to say them currently. I was shocked.
Sheehan and county officials say an armored vehicle would cost $300,000 or more. The sheriff says he'll make grant requests and even solicit private donations, but he wants to acquire an armored vehicle as soon as possible. Without the vehicles and other agencies that responded, Sheehan says the scene would have been deadly for the law enforcement officers.
They would have been overwhelmed, and they would have walked into a situation that there's probably very little chance that they would have survived. We would be planning funerals for our deputies, and not just one or two, probably 3 or 4 or more.
Sheehan says he'll bring an agenda item before the Board of Supervisors in the coming weeks. In Sioux City, Matt Hoffman, KTIV News 4.